Well, it's a good thing Sony had some Spider-Man stuff to show us, because otherwise the comic book guy would have nothing to talk about during E3. Yes, Monday night, Sony finally revealed some gameplay footage for their upcoming PS4 exclusive Spider-Man title to be released in 2018. And it looks really good, and a lot of people are hoping this will return Spider-Man to the glory days of the PS2 era when he had one of the best games around. But while watching the trailer, I noticed some things here and there that made me feel like it might be held back from reaching the same heights as its older counterparts. Let me see if I can explain. Developed by Insomniac Games and being released exclusively on the PS4 next year, Spider-Man seems to be an open-world adventure that will have you climbing up walls, slinging through the streets of New York, beating up bad guys real quick, all the stuff you expect to do in a good Spider-Man game. It certainly looks like it's been taking a lot of inspiration from the recent Batman Arkham games that have been coming out, but that's not a bad thing. The style of combat, stealth, and open-world exploration from the Arkham games can easily be tailored to fit a character like Spider-Man, and judging from this trailer, it looks like they've done just that, taking what Rocksteady did for Batman and altering it just enough to fit a completely different character. Spidey certainly moves faster than Batman, fights differently, hits harder, and does all the web stuff. This kind of looks like what Beenox was trying to do with their two Amazing Spider-Man movie adaptations, but, you know, better. Speaking of those games, they tried to recapture the fun of Spider-Man 2 by being open-world exploration games as opposed to the two more linear titles they put out previously. But one of the things that held those titles back from being good, aside from all the other stuff that makes a good game, is the web slinging. See, in Spider-Man 2, the web slinging was physics-based. Your momentum had a direct impact on how you swung. The Beenox games, however, were animation-based. No matter what you did, Spider-Man always moved at the same speed. And it was mostly quick-time based. Hit the button that appears on screen and Spider-Man will fire his web, as opposed to Spider-Man 2 when you had full control of when you shot and released your webbing. Now, the Insomniac game does appear to be incorporating quick-time events into it. Like, a lot, actually. And that's kind of a problem. See, the best Spider-Man games, and not just Spider-Man 2, but Ultimate Spider-Man, Spider-Man for PlayStation 1, games like that, the best Spider-Man games give you full control of the character in all circumstances. Spider-Man 2, the movie, the game, may be old and pretty dated at this point, but the reason why we remember it so fondly is because of the unparalleled control it gave us to the swinging mechanic. It gave you control over pretty much everything. Which hand shot web when you released it, how fast you were going determined how fast you were going. I get wanting to make your game more cinematic, but there are ways to do this without relegating all the player input to just single button presses. Now, Insomniac has come out and confirmed that all the web slinging in their game is going to be physics-based, which is good. And hopefully that means that any QuickTime event type web slinging, like the quick zip mechanic we saw in the trailer, is just that, a quick way to get across and not the main mode of transportation. I just hope that they can remember that the focus of a good Spider-Man game should be letting the player in control of Spider-Man's movements, not the game itself. And the easier they can make that, the better the game can be. Also, what's up with that first-person part at the end? Did you catch that? Nobody liked that in Shattered Dimensions, and nobody liked that in the Amazing Spider-Man movies, so why is it there? What do you guys think about Insomniac's upcoming Spider-Man game? Are you hyped for it? Do you have concerns? Do you think this will bring it back to the glory days of the PS2 era? Let me know down below or anywhere on the internet. I'm still on Long Island, but Bob is actually at E3 and he will have plenty to talk about with regards to all the games he's currently seeing and playing. So make sure you subscribe to see all of that, like this video, and I will see you next time.